What's up, everybody? I figured it was time to have this chat. I've talked a lot about Hubsan in the past. I'm known for a lot of Hubsan videos. I've been called a troll for Hubsan. I've done this, I've done that. I've been all these different things, and I'm even wearing a shirt that says, "Wish I had a Hubsan." You know, this is going to be more of a straightforward live stream on why I don't purchase Hubsan products and why I continue telling people not to. The Xeno is a clear fact of what's up, Mike. The Xeno is a clear fact of what happens when you allow a cheap Chinese company to try to push the market, the drone market, without having much financial backing to get started. Now, I will say this. The 501S is probably to date one of the best drones they've ever committed to and has been out. Grex, what's up? Yes, we're going to talk Hubsan today. I knew what was going to happen with the Xeno. Everybody was like, oh, all these impressive things are, oh, impressive. Did you see this video? Did you see that video? And sure enough, I knew once a real reviewer got his hands on it, like Dustin Danil, we were going to find out all the tragedies that come along with owning a Hubsan product. And certainly right out the hole, it took him 5 minutes to find out that it definitely had some pretty simple cons to it. And it's exactly what I expected. Hubsan is known for making cheap drones. Okay, the most expensive drone they ever tried to sell was the 109S, which is currently on the shelf. That was sent to me by Sean Brooks for testing, and I've had it ever since, and we've just been having some fun with it. I take it out every once in a while. We do our thing. It's attempted to fly away numerous times. They're not reliable, guys. They use cheap components. That is the problem with purchasing Hubsan, is that they use cheap components. They are known for using cheap components. No matter what, you are going to have a failure with any Hubsan product that you own at one point or another. It is inevitable. It just happens when cheap components are used. There is one thing they have never, ever been able to figure out. Okay? Ever. They've never been able to figure out how to get a stable GPS lock. That is the one thing I've learned about Hubsan, is that they fly absolutely wonky. And every time I questioned Hubsan about why, when you let go of the sticks after moving any direction, it would recalculate its position and drift about 6 feet before it finally get a stable lock. We are seeing that exact same firmware has been pushed onto the Xeno. Same problem. Why not have an optical flow sensor? It would have been so cheap just to put it, like the price increase would have been like $20 just to install an optical flow sensor. Why GPS? Why can't you have a better, GPS fixed position using optical flow? Why did it have to be just strictly GPS based? Let's see what Greg has to say. Christopher H says my reviews suck. Thanks, bro. Love my trolls. By the way, I give him a kiss too. I got a couple in the basement. I feed them scraps every once in a while. Don't join those guys because they've been there for 2 years now. The original Hubsan haters are still in my basement, tied to a wall. Let's see. And they use the customers as beta testers. And I completely agree with that. A good point of direction for what you're saying there, Greg, is the 501A was the same way. They released the 501A under basically beta. That's what it was. They were like, here's the 501A. Enjoy. It's still in beta, but good luck. You guys can test it if you want to. You're the guinea pigs, and it really irritates me that they don't have a good way to get firmware out there properly for each country. They need a point of reference. This is the one thing I've always hated about Hubsan, is that they need a point of reference. You know what I'm saying? They really do. They need a point of reference to be able to say, this country needs to go to this site, this website, to be able to install their firmware correct for this country. Because if you guys remember when we were going through all the compass calibrations and there was low declination in some areas based on GPS, the problem with that is that people in Cambodia were downloading US firmware because they didn't know the difference, and then their drones were flying away. These are things that Hubsan could have avoided from the get-go, but Sam, the CEO, doesn't listen to the consumer market, doesn't care what you have to say, doesn't care about what you think. Kevin doesn't either. I can't look. I'm not here to really just blast individuals. What I'm here to say is why I don't purchase Hubsan products and why they suck. because they use cheap components that are guaranteed for failure at some point or another. The Xeno has a barometer problem right out the hole. That's not something you fix with firmware. That's going to be like that for the duration that you own the product, okay? Because there's no optical flow. So you can't make fast turns at low altitude or it's just going to face plant into the ground. Well, gee, who came up with that idea? That's right. We're talking about Hubsan. These are things that low-grade drone companies do. So when they try to convince you to buy almost a $400 drone that doesn't even have optical flow, I got to go, it doesn't even keep up with the times. None of their products are up to date by any means of standards based on drones right now. They're not. It's just a GPS platform with a 4K camera that has an unstable GPS and it's barometer operated with Wi-Fi. I mean, dude, I would rather fly my original Bebop 1. I trust this more than I would trust a Hubsan product. And this thing has a very sucky GPS, unless you're doing waypoint missions. This will drift 4 and 5 feet, but I still trust this more. Why? I don't know. I just do. I've had too many problems with Hubsan stuff in the past, man. Coming broken or not working, or they just can't get the firmware right, or whatever the heck the case is, man. It's just one thing after another. Rick, what's going on? So all I'm saying is, guys, before you purchase a Hubsan product, look into something like a Parrot Bebop, or you know what I'm saying? Like there are other products out there other than Hubsan in the same price range, man. There really are. And I think a lot of people are so quick to condemn older drones. The Bebop 2 is a prime example of that. It is condemned by people. As soon as a newer drone comes out, any other drone behind that becomes obsolete technology and it gets condemned by the drone community. And I just don't see that as being the case. They're really amazing machines. They are, especially for the price. So what I'm saying, guys, is stay away from Hubsan, you know? 4 subscribers. Yeah, I already know. I like I said, man, I have no issue. I know anytime I talk about Hubsan or 3DR Solo at this point, I'm gonna get my trolls, dude. They don't even bother. They're part of the internet. That's why as soon as I stop the live stream, I just turn off likes and dislikes. It bothers me not. Could care less. I'm gonna go to work, enjoy my day, come home, do another video. Could care less. So I am Colin Edwards. Someone on another video in the Xeno was a spark and air killer. Yeah, it is definitely not a spark and air killer. I'm sorry. It is about the equivalent of a 501S with a 4K camera. That's about the gist of what it is. And that's exactly what I expected it was going to be. The 501S motherboard with maybe upgraded motors. You're still getting 4 minutes more flight time than the original 501S, running almost same size batteries, and it folds up. This is exactly what I knew it was going to be. So when everybody was like, man, it's going to come with all these amazing features, I'm like, but it's really not. It's really not. It is bollocks. That's what it is. It is crap. It is absolute crap. The Xeno is junk. Don't buy it. You're wasting your money. There are much better platforms out there to purchase. Okay? The Anafi is a fine bird. I agree with that. So all I'm saying is, he said limey bollocks. All I'm saying is, guys, keep your options open. Okay, the Xeno is not what you expect, and I knew that was going to be the case, and everybody was riding Xeno's dong, and oh, it's going to be great, and it just wasn't. I knew that the moment Dustin Dunhill got his hands on it, we were going to see exactly what the capabilities. Now, don't get me wrong, he didn't say it sucked. He just said that it definitely had some cons, and I agree. I knew that we were going to run into those. I have been waiting for him to do this review, and as soon as he dropped it today and I watched it, I went, exactly what I expected it was going to be. When do the failures start happening? When do the flyaways start happening next? It still has the same wonky GPS that was in all the rest of them. Even this one, wonky GPS. You push forward, you let go of the sticks. It takes like 8 seconds to find a position and then lock in. That's the same thing the Xeno does. Barometer. It's such a joke that they're using such old technology on their drones by today's standards. It really is. So, cold fire drones in the house. What's up, guys? What should I expect with this Hubsan 501S controller with the built-in screen? Oh, boy. Oh, man, I hope you didn't buy one. Well, you can expect to have really jerky, unstable footage because there's no... Once again, the drone from 2014 This tiny one has Linux-based stabilization software with GPS and everything else, and an optical flow plus sonar sensor on the bottom of this. You can pick this up for $125, $129 from TechRabbit, and it's got more technology in it than the 501S. So what can you expect? You can expect 1080p footage. I don't even think real 1080. I think it's 720 exploded, and 17 to 18 minute flight times. I mean, as long as your 501S works good, you'll be fine. Don't tamper with the firmware. If it's working, don't touch it. That's all I can say. If it's working, don't mess with it. Okay? Seriously. So, Star Cop, what's up? Everyone, don't forget the thumbs up. JNC, no limit. I was just on your guys' stream. What's happening? So, if you guys have questions about Hubsan, trust me, we've flown enough of them to know that they suck. They are not good. I used to push this company, man, and I still get a lot of people that subscribe to my channel based on my old Hubsan videos from 2 years ago. And I got to tell you guys, I do not support this company anymore, and there are reasons why. Some of you really know that. I'm not going to go into that reasoning again. If you want to know what happened between me and Hubsan, just look up Drone Worship versus Hubsan, and you will have a very fine understanding of why I don't support this company anymore. But boom, there you go. That's why I don't buy Hubsan products, and that's why they suck, because they continue to use outdated technology for building drones, and they try to convince you they're amazing things while they steal other ideas like the Mavic Air, the Mavic Pro. Let's make a look-alike drone and everyone will buy it, and give it the crappiest possible features we can and push it on the market, and you guys are going to buy it because the fanboys are going to push it, and then you're going to have a drone that sucks and you hate it and you wish you would have had something like a Para Bebop 2 or, you know, Plus. Whatever. So, have you seen the Norwegian drone? Now, Coldfire, what's the deal with this, man? Tell me about this. You were saying that they found absolutely. Okay, let me clarify that. Wi-Fi will always be better for GPS platform than 5.8. Think about 5.8 as getting live immediate feed, right? Live feed instantly, but it's going to be really low quality, which is why us FPV pilots use it, because we can instantly see what the drone is doing when we need to see that when we're in our FPV goggles. You don't need something like that when you're trying to fly an aerial platform bird. You need Wi-Fi, AccuSync, or Lightbridge technology. That's what you need, okay? Preferably AccuSync. Going back from there, Lightbridge, first Wi-Fi. So if I was to start with 1, 2, or 3, the first one I would want is something like DJI offers Lightbridge and AccuSync. The first one you would want would be AccuSync. Second runner-up would be Lightbridge. Third would be Wi-Fi. And fourth would come into last place at 5.8 gigahertz because it is just not a good signal. That's why we use it for race drones. So, yeah. True that, but for sports FPV, we want 5.8. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So when we're flying around, I don't know where my goggles are. When we're flying our race drones around like this, and you know, we have a 5.8 antenna that immediately allows us to see what we're seeing with at least a 700 to 1000 TVL camera. You know, it's not going to be the cleanest footage, but it's going to allow me to instantly see what the drone is doing the moment I do it. That's why we run 5.8, because it's instantaneous live feed. It's just really crappy live feed. So, anyways, I have to love Hubsan. That's all I can afford. I get it, man. If that's what you can afford, that's what you can afford, guys. But like I said, I gave you other options, man. MJX makes some really decent little Wi-Fi platforms. I wish they offered stabilization. The only one that really offers stabilization in the price range everybody can afford is the original Bebop 1. Which is still a fantastic platform, guys. If you buy the Camelback battery, you can get a 14-minute flight time out of this. And I've even got a new LiPo connection that connects to this that allows me to choose other 3S batteries. So I'm not limited. I can actually put a stack on here if I want to now and fly this. So I could probably get 20-minute flight times out of the original Bebop 1 now. And I am going to start testing those videos. So this shoots in 14 megapixel, guys. This is a drone from 2014 that shoots in 14 megapixel, 1080 zoomed in. But even though it's a fixed camera, I can still look down, look up, look left, and look right because it's using Linux-based stabilization software. So it acts like a third 3x gimbal. See what I'm saying? This will smoke the Xeno. with the proper setup, and it's very affordable. So all I'm saying is leave your options open. That's it. Don't just buy Hubsan because that's all you can buy. There you go. Only $80. You fly that plane yet? I have flown the plane. The plane is on the wall. We did crash it though, unfortunately. So I need some new wing straps. Where did you say we can get that for $130? So if you go to Tech Rabbit, just look up the Bebop 1. This is also known now as the Bebop 3.0. It's still a ton of technology, man. It really is. You will have to buy a transmitter. I have built my own transmitter right here, and I have the Sky Controller 1, or this. I'm sorry, that's the Sky Controller 2. That is my home-built transmitter, and this is the Sky Controller 1, which is actually my favorite. This is such an amazing platform. Holds your tablet, goes around your neck, looks like a jet fighter, airplane throttle, gimbal controls, everything. You can fly this on this. This would cost you, this whole setup here would cost you roughly about $200 bucks. This transmitter goes for $99 refurbished on Tech Rabbit, and this goes for $129, probably coming up on Christmas. These will drop down to $100 for the Bebop 1. So if you just wait until Christmas time, these will go on sale. We actually got ours for $89 last year, sometime around Christmas. We bought 3 of them. They were just fantastic. Just fantastic. So, anyways, yeah, I just don't buy Hubsan. That's all I can say. If you can afford something else, do it. If that's all you can buy, then by all means, buy it. And then when you get an opportunity, upgrade yourself. Trust me, to something else and sell your Hubsan before it flies away or crashes. It's called DroneX. I will check that out, Coldfire. Thank you. I'm having an MD952 side drone network build me my first FPV drone. I'm a Phantom guy normally, so I'm looking forward to getting it. Let me just make a suggestion, Drone Man Productions. If you've never flown FPV before, make sure you start off with a simulator and you buy something like a micro or a 75 millimeter, 65 millimeter frame. Oh. Oh boy. Get yourself a decent pair of goggles if you haven't already. These aren't very affordable, but these are right closer to like 350 bucks. Commander V1s, but then you'll never have to upgrade again. And I prefer the Tinies. This is the Tiny 6 and Tiny 7, 75 millimeter. These have been modified quite a bit. And for spectators, man, if you're going to be really getting into FPV, this is the G-Tang 5.8 FPV watch. This is perfect for anyone else that wants to watch your flights with you. So proper equipment, I've learned when it comes to FPV, is everything. Don't buy cheap. Damn, you got some ammo-ways, dude? I got the Commander V1s. I got some Fat Sharks. I got the EV100s, bro. Dude, I collect everything, man. I love this hobby. This hobby is amazing. So when I try to give you guys advice, it's because I've tested their products. I understand how they work, and I wouldn't want you to do it to yourself. So, E-Drone, what's up, man? Sorry. My jewelry salesman. What's going on, bro? I've been flying RC planes since I was a kid, so yeah, we got one of those too, man. I got too many toys here. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know, man. We just got tons of stuff here. Oh boy. Man, this for the hobby. If you guys forgot to smash the like button, please don't forget. There are 32 people in here. We seem a little shy on like button right now. I collect drones, dude. Me too. Those shelves go all the way to the floor, by the way. So you guys are only seeing the top half of what I actually have. I have tons of other stuff. I got drones and boxes still I haven't even unboxed yet, man. Just taking a break. Just taking a break right now. Enjoying life, having fun. Yes, mostly fly cheap crap, but sure, this cheap crap or my lack of skills that has me crashing. Dude, it's all good. No, I got the Anafi as well. Very good, man. You'll enjoy the Anafi. It's pretty amazing. Rich T Drones in the house. What's up? What is going on? Froze Fury 009. What's happening, brother? Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. I hit it 5 times. Oh, well then that means you didn't hit it. Always fun. All right, so feel free to ask me your Hubsan questions. I have dealt with this company before. This is a great time to get your Hubsan questions off the table. And if you've had any curiosities, feel free to ask me or any other drone or underwater platform or whatever. Want to buy my 502S? No, I do not. Thank you for the offer, though. I'm good. Thanks for the advice, Drone Worship. I'm sure MD95 is going to take good care of me. My first FPV race drone. Thanks, my friend. All good, Drone Man Productions. Knox FPV. Goofy Gamer. What makes them suck? Respect, dude. They just use really old components. They try to make you think their technology is up to date, and it's really not, man. They're using really obsolete stuff to build their drones and convincing you that they're good deals. And I'm just sick and tired of Hubsan doing that to people. The only respectable platform that I have seen come from them so far was the 501S, and it was actually ahead of its time. It was very affordable at $170 price point when they first dropped them, but then they shot up to over $200, and I went, no, that's not a good deal anymore. You can buy tons of other drones for the $200 price range. MJX would be top of the list if you're going to be spending that kind of money, followed suit by Parrot products. The Bebop 2, you can buy a Bebop 2 with a 25-minute flight time, 1080p camera, optical flow and sonar sensor, 3-mile range. You could take it 3 miles out if you wanted to. No, it's got a fixed camera at 14 megapixel with stabilization. I mean, it's basically a larger scale version of the Bebop 1, just better, way better. It is a much better platform. I would choose my Bebop 1 over any Hubsan product I own any day. I wouldn't even think about it. Bebop 1 or Bebop 2, any day. I've been following you for 2 years. Glad to see you casting. I remember the whole Hubsan fiasco videos. You know, like I said, man, I tell people the truth now, bro. When I started realizing what that company was doing to people, I just figured it was time to fight back, and I've been doing it ever since. So even William Torres, look, I haven't seen William in forever, man. He just popped up. He was one of the original Hubsan followers too. Hey, what other brands do Hubsan go by? Textra. As far as I know, it's only Textra and Hubsan, and I believe they're licensed under Textra brands. So, yo, how funny, huh? Yeah, man, it's good to see you, William. You really think they cheat like that on the 1080p? I really do. I think it's exploded 720. I really do. I think it's yeah, man. I don't think it's real 1080. If it was real 1080, man, when I'm 400 feet high, I could make out the leaves on the trees. When I fly my Hubsan, when I used to fly my 501S in 1080, it just looked, I don't know, like it was painted somehow with a paintbrush. That's normally exploded imagery. So I don't think it's real 1080. That or it's just rendering really crappy. What's up? Still flying them? I have brain damage though. No, man. Heck no. Drew down Hubsan flyer. That sucks. Yeah, no. we got a Hubsan person in here. That's funny. That Drone Worship. Just got off the phone with Chris MD and the Drone Network, and they said he was a really cool guy, so I'm in good company. Absolutely, bro. I'm here for everybody, man. I try to answer as many questions as I can. I try to help everyone. Chris and Captain, Neil and Crystal, they're all very good people, man. Mad respect for them. They were some of the original people I had on my channel originally when we were doing my show, the DW show. Does Hubsan make other things other than drones? I honestly couldn't tell you, man. I don't think so. But once again, you got to look up Textra brands, find out what else Textra has been putting out. Have a 109 standard. It has a 3-axis gimbal on it. Can't find any info on wire connection to be able to move one camera cable off eBay. Camera is the advanced drone, different plug on the drone. Now, I had the same problem. This is the original 109S. And believe it or not, you're going to hate to hear this, but they don't make the cord, the camera cord for the original 109 anymore. So you have to go through Hubsan if you want to get that cord now, and you have to wait until someone turns in the damaged unit before they're willing to give up the cord. It really sucks. I hate the way Hubsan does things. I can't believe that they would sell a drone and then not sell you parts for it. That's just stupid. It's another con of Hubsan. Leave it to Hubsan. I had the same problem. When I got mine, it didn't come with a camera cable. And Sean Brooks really had to do a lot of searching before I finally was able to get one. I agree. The camera could be better. No, listen. They need to take the 501S and add stabilization software to it. That's what they need to do. But they can't do that because of the current camera arrangement that's on it. It would have been a fantastic drone if they had added stabilization to it. Hey, my Bebop 2 fell out after flip motor stall. Okay, so do you know why the motors fail? Do you know why they stall? You can actually turn that off if you run on AR Pro 3, so that doesn't happen. But the cool thing, and it sucks, but it's cool. The cool thing about all of the Parrot products is that when the motor is spinning, there's actually a sensor inside of the motor. And let's say you hit a bee. You're flying around, and a bee flies into your prop. Guess what? That whack, that ding is hard enough to trip the sensor to make it think that it connected with your skin. It stops the blade from rotating. It stalls the motor. It's a fail-safe that was built in by Parrot, and I think there is a way to turn that off. So if you weren't aware, this is why you guys talk to me. This is why you ask your questions. It's not just the Parrot 1. It is also, or the Bebop 2. It's also the Bebop 1 has that feature built into it. Even whacking a piece of grass on the ground could be hard enough to actually get it to stall the motor. Some people are like, well, I was going to take off, but a motor stalled right when I took off. That's because it hit something hard enough with the blade that it just stopped spinning and stalled the motor. So that it is a downside, but it's also meant as a safety precaution. I flipped and then it fell 150 feet. Yep, that can happen. Vortex ring state, brother. VRS, you should look into it. This has a 3-axis gimbal and 1080. Got all the things like map, come home, and pictures, and many others. Other things, at least 1 kilometer out of the box for $80. Have stabilization and altitude hold GPS. Cold Fire, I'm going to have to give you $100, and you're going to have to send me one of those, man. You're the best. Vortex what? Vortex ring state. It's known as VRS. It is what plagues drones, actually. Drones are plagued by VRS. It is a major problem. When a drone has too much weight or it's overloaded or it's thrown off balance, just like a real helicopter pilot would know it as settling the power. A drone pilot would know it as VRS, vortex ring state. And what happens is when you flip a drone or it's got too much weight, you see VRS. This is kind of hard to explain. You see VRS the most on a drone when it's way too heavy for itself. You're trying to come down fast without choosing a direction. So normally when you come down with a drone, you always want to come down at an angle. That way you're keeping forward momentum on the drone and it's not able to fall back into air that it's already turbulated. Okay, turbulence air. Okay. What happens when you do a flip is that if it's off center or it's too unbalanced and it happens to on accident fall back into air that it's already churned, it can start the first effects of vortex ring state. So, I added weight. I had it in an antenna. That could easily throw it out of balance, man, enough that it would hit VRS. So that's why we're here, to learn, to ask your questions. I am a compendium of knowledge, I promise. Even though I'm not a fan of Hubsan, I still know my stuff. 40 people in here and only 26 likes. Those numbers seem a little bit off. I must have some haters in here. It's to be expected. There's always 10 people that watch me that never drop a like. Those are my lovers. Those are my pet trolls I keep in the basement and feed scraps to. They can't get enough of me. DW, it's getting to be whoop season for me. Nice, Skipper. What is the brand again? Textra. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and type that in here for you, man. Extra. There you go. You are right on point. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. 10 people from Hubsan. I wouldn't be surprised. When this stream is over and this video sits up for like 2 weeks, it's going to have way more dislikes than likes. But that's because all the fanboys just follow Hubsan around like lost puppies. And they only think I want to make money off of Hubsan. Like Drone Worship just wants to make money off of Hubsan. He wanted a partnership. He wanted this. I didn't even want the partnership. I offered them a partnership because everybody kept telling me I should with the amount of work I was doing and help I was giving people. So I did. And after that, things went downhill because I started finding out a whole bunch of shisty things they were doing. And then I threw the partnership out the window. So that's what happened. You want to know that story? Look up Drone Worship versus Hubsan on YouTube. I laid it all out for you. You can even see Kevin's response to me after I decided to throw the partnership out the window. So, not hater. Just gave you a like, my friend. Ba-boom. I didn't mean everybody. Steve Dawson, good to see you, bro. Working on my Ford Focus. You know what that's like. Oh, yes, sir, I do. Is the GPS removable on the 502S wiring? Info. Knox, I never took my 502S apart. Honestly, it flew just fine, so I never had to actually get inside of it. I did some modifications to my 502E, which is the same as the 502S, just without the I built my own FPV system for it, but I never actually had to get inside of it, so I couldn't tell you, man. I apologize. I can't answer that. I would assume it's detachable. Down the contract hole. Yep. Thanks, bro. I watch your car vids too. Oh, yeah? Heck yeah. I need to do some more stuff on there. I want to go watch Dustin's video, but I don't want to miss anything. LOL. Hope my buddy. Oh, I don't think Dustin's video is going anywhere. I've been talking to Dustin on Facebook a lot, man. I think Dustin and me are going to do a show. We've been talking about it for months now, and I think I'm just going to have Dustin come on here. We need to set up a time because we run in different time zones. Dustin said he was willing to do it, but he has to find time because him and his family and everything going on. So I'm still trying to set up that time. Also, Kelly from Ready Set Drone said that he would come on here and do a show. You guys can ask him all your questions and do all that fun jazz. I know a lot of you that watch me watch him as well. So it is what it is. Ken Heron, I don't really talk to anymore. The guy's just doing his own thing, so Ken can do his own thing. It's been 6 months since I've spoken with Ken. So for those of you wondering why I don't really talk with Ken anymore or push Ken, just because there's not much support on his end anymore. So it is what it is. New subscriber after watching Anafi reviews and went and ordered one. Oh, yes. No, he is I ask him a lot of questions on Facebook. Dustin's a very good dude, very smart, very, very smart. So for those of you that don't know, he was a college professor and he was very good at what he did. So new Drone X Pro is the name. It's just been published in Norway, then the reset of the world. I'll have to check that out, bro. People need to stay off the haterade. Ryan, aka These Nuts at work. What's up, dude? Even the dislike I see you got is even a viewer, and he or she's just jealous of your channel. Oh, like I said, I don't care, man. I got my haters. They love me. I love them back just as much. It's growth, dude. Regardless, it's growth. They still gave. Listen, trolls, if you're still sitting in here, all you're doing is paying me more, and I love you for it. So if you think I hate you, I don't. Stick around and pay me. Mwah. I don't talk to Ken Heron either anymore. Just doesn't care. His first supporters and those who made him. I'm not saying I have anything against Ken. I just see that he's on a different path than I am. When I originally had Ken on my channel and we started doing things, um, you know, I couldn't get him involved in FPV, and I wanted him to so bad. I wanted him to be part of the FPV community, and it just seems like he's not. I can't. Okay, Ken is not a hobbyist. That's what I've come to the conclusion. Ken is not really a hobbyist. Ken's a great guy. He knows his drones. He knows his DJI stuff. He knows his FAA guidelines, but he's not really a hobbyist. He just knows DJI, and that's about it. And I'm not really a fan of DJI. I love open source platforms that I can mess with and no restrictions. And so there was too much back and forth between me and him to go, hey, I know what you're talking about, Ken, because I really don't. I don't get into DJI like that. That's like Android versus Apple. I can't do it, So DJI businessman, exactly. So is the power motor and more powerful than the Bebop 2? Is the power motor more? You gotta say that again, man. I'm not quite sure what you were going for there. DW, what do you think about the GoPro Karma? I hate it. Don't buy it. It is junk. You are right about the camera on the 501S. The higher up you are, yeah, exactly. The higher you go, the more distorted it gets. It's I think it's 720 exploded imagery. I've been doing this too long, man. I've been doing it too long. I could just evaluate things by looking at them now. It's bad. Yes, Apple being DJI, proprietary, too much work to change things and dabble with firmware. It's so much easier just to get an open source platform and add all third-party installation. Should I get it? The guy drama. I don't have drama, man. No drama, man. I told everybody I was done with the drama 6 months ago. What I say now is what I say about Hubsan. People don't like it, don't care. I have Hubsan, can't afford Mavic 2. Would you say Mavic Air is a worthy substitute? I don't hear you talking as much about DJI because I'm not a fan of DJI. There are only two drones that I actually like from DJI, and I'm going to tell you what those are. That is the Phantom 3 Standard and the Spark. I think the Spark had a lot of potential, and it does have the 4K camera. By the way, if none of you are aware, it does have a 4K camera, but for whatever stupid reason, DJI locked the abilities of the 4K camera down so you can only shoot in 1080. Okay, so there have been people working on trying to unlock the camera settings so that they can shoot in the 4K that it was meant to since it came out, and nobody's had any luck. So, unfortunately, even though it has a 4K camera, it only shoots in 1080. So, that's something they're working on. But I love both platforms. I love the Phantom 3 was easily modifiable, so easy to change the firmware on. It was almost open source. It was the closest thing they had to open source. And I love the Spark just because it's really the only travel-friendly product that is out there currently right now that does the things that it does. That's a good drone that can fly on your cell phone and a controller that's very portable for airplanes and all that fun stuff and meets all the specs. So those are the only two. Other than that, I stay away from DJI. I'm just not a fan. Got to get back to work. Thanks for stopping in, Brian. That was my question. Oh, unlocking the GameCube 30 years later. Yes. Hey, 616, what's going on, man? Opinion on the Xomi Mi drone. It's okay. It's a decent platform. I'm not saying it's... I would rather have a Phantom 3 Standard over the Xomi, to be honest with you. I didn't like the user base. I didn't like the app that it ran on. I didn't like the setup that it was on. It was very basic to me. It seemed to have a lot of flawed issues. It didn't have much range at all. And I haven't looked into it since it really dropped, so they may have made some changes now. There may have been some mods done to it, some upgrades. I'd have to look further into that. But as far as whether I would have something like the Xomi or... honestly, I would do the Phantom 3 SE because that comes with a 4K camera and it's only like $50 more than the Phantom 3 Standard for the same price you get the Xomi drone for. So in that scenario, I would go with the DJI Phantom 3 SE. Productions, my YouTube channel is limited state. Try me at Facebook, Edward Schwartz, and or the King or Bassett. Okay, I mean, I can't really take any of that down. My email address is in here. If you just want to send me an email address, it's in the description of the video, bro. I try to make it easy for you guys to get a hold of me if you need to. Wow, 43 people. Oh, 42 people and 38 likes. We're not doing too bad. Ratio's off a little bit considering there's probably been over 100 people in the room already that have come and gone, but all good. Yeah, there's now a spokesman for DJI. Sorry to inform you, but I'm a DJI Phantom guy. But I love all drones, and now I'm getting into FPV, the dark side. I hear you, man. You know, it is what it is. You will never, never, never experience a drone until you've had one of these. You thought DJI was cool? I've got two of these, and they're beast. This is a 4-pound animal that rips through the sky at 75 plus miles an hour. It is an absolute animal. It is, I call it the sky, the cloud ripper. Okay. For those of you that know what this is, it is the 3DR Solo, and it is fantastic. It is such an amazing platform. Oh, looks like my camera's running a little slow right now. Oh, well. It is the 3DR Solo. It is completely 100% open source. You can install all third-party to it. We are about to install the GoPro Hero 7 on it now with third-party gimbal, so you can shoot in higher resolution 4K than either of the Phantoms can, or the Mavics, or the Mavic 2 Zooms. The one thing that's really cool about 3DR Solo is that it will never die or become obsolete because it's open source. When new technology comes out, we design something for it, we drop it, we install it into the extension board on the bottom, we change the flight parameters in the Tower app, and boom, you just added that technology to this drone from 2015. I'm sorry, man. Open source is the way to go. I can't be proprietary. There are no restrictions on this drone. If I want to send this shit to the moon, it could go. There'd be nothing to stop me. To do what I want, when I want, how I want. This thing even flies in acro mode. You can do flips and barrel rolls with this 4-pound aerial platform animal. So when you say DJI is good, I go, it's questionable in my mind. I've flown real drones that do amazing things. DJI is proprietary. It's for basic users who don't want to do too much thinking, or, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it that way, but that's really what it is. That's what DJI products were designed for, was like basic users. Unless you get into some of their commercial drones, you start getting up into the commercial drones, then it's cool. Then you're spending some money and you're getting in some really cool tech savvy equipment. What drone am I talking about? I'm talking about the 3DR Solo, that red monster sitting on the top of the shelf up there. That's a beast. Still cost you $300, even though it's out of production. Yes, that is very true. But consider this. When it first hit into production, it was over a $2,000 drone. That's way more than the DJI ever cost. And it is a reason why it cost over $2,000. It was actually $2,200. And it has been one of the best drones I've ever seen on the market to date. It is still one of my favorite platforms. I've flown on DJI all day, and I will continue telling you, Solo is the way to go. LOL, it was Hubsan that pushed me into getting a DJI. Oh, yeah. If you just want a basic platform to get up in the air, DJI is the way to go. It's simple, it's easy, it's ready to go. That was a Drone Man production who subscribed to my dead YouTube channel. Just letting him know and where to find me. Gotcha. Basic user. Just want to buy and fly. Yeah, man, Blizzard. That's what DJI is. It's like for the basic pilot is what they designed it for. If you really think about it, there's nothing advanced about DJI. It does everything for you. It's just like it takes all the fun out of it. Think about it, like optical flow, and obstacle avoidance systems, and all these things that prevent you from having any real fun. Like, I'm sorry, that just takes the excitement right out of it, man. you know? I'm just being real, you know? You think about it from my standpoint, man. There's a reason why DJI doesn't go as fast as the Solo does, because the Solo wasn't meant to be, a drone where you're going to be cautious. It was meant to be ripped through the sky and terrorize the clouds, man. There's nothing stop. You could fly this thing like a race drone, man. That's what's cool about this. You can't do that with DJI products. Ah, well. What do you think about the Anafi? I think it's good. I think it's good for what it is. And look at all the fall videos. LOL. That's what is fun for me. Yeah, it is, man. I've never seen so many people crash until they got obstacle avoidance. And then we watched even more people crashing. See, people think that because they have obstacle avoidance, that no matter what, their drone is going to miss everything. And that's just not the case. It's really funny to watch people that have obstacle avoidance because they think it's going to avoid the tree or it's going to avoid the fence or it's going to avoid the house. And then that one time it doesn't because the sun is hitting the camera just right and the sensors get confused and right into a telephone pole. And they're like, well, what happened? It had obstacle avoidance active. I don't know. Like, I get a kick out of those. There are some funny drone fails for obstacle avoidance. Come on. I thought you were talking about Hubsan. And now you're ripping DJI products. Hey. I'm only ripping DJI because they got brought up. The Hubsan discussion was over. People understand why they suck now. We're beyond that. We've moved. DJI make you a not so good pilot. Yes, that is the accurate truth about that. I would agree with that. DJI does all the work for you, taking all the fun out of it and the entire learning curve. I don't know, man. That's just the reason I don't buy DJI anymore. I did love my Phantom 3 Advanced or my Phantom 3 Standard because it was modifiable and you could have a lot of fun with it. I respect your opinion, and that's what is great about sharing views. I do disagree about DJI, and I'm no way a spokesman, but I like my Phantom 4 Pro 2.0. Well, when you're ready to run it against my 3DR Solo, you let me know. I'll show you what a real man's drone can do, man. Put some hair on your chest, bro. Put some pubes on your testes. I'll show you how to have some fun. I'll dive bomb my Solo from 1,000 feet high. Just before I hit the ground, I'll pull out, and you're going to go. I'm going to go, yeah. Yeah. And then put it in GPS mode and take some of the most spectacular footage you've ever seen with drift mode active. DJI is a Cadillac of drones. It's for us old guys. 3DR Solo is like the sports car. But it has a docile side too. That's what's cool about it, man. It can take some spectacular footage. Absolutely spectacular. You get the GoPro Hero 4 Black and shooting some 4K, man, with drift mode active and linear. Just absolutely gorgeous footage with a real Pro Tune, a GoPro Pro Tune, a real Pro Tune done on it. Just spectacular footage. It's just amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever watched real good GoPro Pro Tune footage, but it is just spectacular. Dan, can I share an educational link with you? Sure. Good old Star Cop in the house. What's up, Star Cop? Oh, you were in here earlier. I think you're back now. Oh yeah, dude. Turn sport mode on in the Solo and get ready to have your pants scared off of you. Boy, it'll go 2,000 feet in a matter of seconds. You'll be staring at the controller like, holy crap. Holy crap. Boy, I covered a lot of distance. I never left, was listening. Gotcha. Starcop is a good friend of mine. If you guys have not subscribed to Mr. Starcop, check him out. He definitely tells you the do's and don'ts of the sky. He teaches a lot about airspace. Really good dude. Does a morning stream every morning, so make sure to check him out. Rich T Drones is also one of my original followers as well. Very cool dude. And he's actually donated. Hey, Rich, I still got some of your stuff. I got your FlySky transmitter you sent me and all that stuff, man. I still got all that. That's your Tiny 6 right there, bro. It's all good. Let's see here. But yes, drone productions, if you ever want to push your skill set, man, pick up one of these. They are about to be even cheaper now. They don't make batteries for them anymore. That's why I currently have all these BMSs and 3DR Solo batteries torn apart in front of me because I'm doing all the 3DR Solo battery mods. I'm extracting this BMS out of this battery pack right now for the Solo. So we're building our own batteries now. Things are getting really interesting. Talk about a Frankenstein Quad. It's starting to get really cool. How far can you go with one of these? We'll find out. Stick around. That link will so you and a low weight that you deliberately put into VRS. Oh, you're talking about the VRS. Yes, there are people that, well, and I can tell you guys, if you're flying a drone, how to get out of VRS. If you want me just to make it a really simple way to solve your VRS failure, if you have time. The problem with VRS is you have to know what to look for when a drone is starting to hit the first phases of VRS. Okay? Think about it this way. When your drone is coming down fast and it starts to become unstable, it'll start this back and forth thing. When it becomes really unstable, you'll see it tip. And when it tips on its axis, that's when you've lost control of it. From that point on, it is on a free fall. The idea is to figure out how to stop that before it gets to that point. So how do we stop VRS? Anybody? Does anybody know how to stop your drone from going into VRS? I'll give you guys a second to answer. I've seen, nope. There you go. Why Rock hit it right on the head. Choose a direction. Choose any direction. The biggest thing that people do when they notice their drone is free falling from the sky, and it's not because of battery failure. Your drone is falling and the props are spinning. Okay, it's not because of battery failure. It's because it went into VRS. The only way to get out of VRS is to give it a directional path. Forward, backwards, roll left, or roll right. Any of them. Don't give it more power. More power, faster to the ground. The idea is to give it a directional path to get out of that free fall. So you push forward on your stick. Okay, forward, backward, roll left, or roll right. Choose a direction and push, and hope to God you can get it out of VRS before it hits the ground. Exactly. If you increase the power, you're only going to fall faster. See? This is why you come to my channel, man. I'll teach you guys these things. We will learn. Any drone can be plagued by this. Any multi-rotor. So don't think it's just because it's never happened to you, it won't. I've had 2 drones go into VRS, and luckily I was able to save them. They've enjoyed the Ghost for about 7 months. Oh boy, the Ghost drone. That was a failure. That was a E-Hang. I cannot trust E-Hang products anymore after the Ghost drone, boy. Whew. That was a horrible product, man. I'm sorry, Rich, that you ever purchased that, bro. I'm sorry that I convinced other people to purchase that. That was a really bad drone. That was probably the only mistake I've ever made on my channel to date was that drone. We had so much hope and aspiration for that, and we were going to do all these wonderful things, and then the company wasn't willing to release the open source to us. Even though it was an open source platform, they weren't willing to release the open source coding to us. Even though it failed, it was an Indiegogo campaign failed product, but it is what it is. And to think they make a manned drone. That's what I'm saying, dude. I would never. The E-Hang Ghost Drone 1 and 2 failed. The only 2 drones they've ever produced on the market failed miserably, horribly, and now they're making manned drones. Never. I will never put foot into one of their products. I will not do it. I'm sorry. I'm not dumb. I'm a lot of things, but stupid isn't one of them. So still have my Ghost and haven't flown it one time. You should sell it or trade it for something while you can. Don't even pull it out. Have you ever flown the Traxxas Aton? I don't think I flew the Aton. I had a Latrax Alias. I think that was the last Traxxas multi-rotor I had was a Alias. What are your thoughts about the Autel? Are they a reputable company? Autel is going through a lot right now. Man, they just can't seem to get things together. It seems to go okay when they do a new product release, and then it starts kind of going out the window after that. Now, luckily, the Autel Evo is not doing too bad, but I seem to remember their last couple drones not doing so well. They came out and everybody was super excited, and then they quit offering support for a lot of them, and that was like, whoa. I hate it when companies do that. I really do. I just can't stand it. Did you see the video that MD Chris built of the frog, as he calls it? The FPV building goes around 125 miles per hour. Looking forward to getting it. Nope, I'll have to check that out, bro. Now, I did see something up here about the Anafi. Let me see if I can find that again. Yeah, or the Xeno, sorry. Has the new Hubsan Xeno been discussed yet? Yes, Gary, if you're still in here, it has been discussed. I'm going to end this stream pretty soon because I have to get ready for work, so feel free to watch the stream over again if that's what your curiosity was. It's, I'm telling you right now, man, just steer clear of Hubsan products if you can. If you can afford something better, do yourself a favor and buy something better. Hubsan is just not the way to go. It really is not. They have yet to put out a drone that is going to blow my mind like they did with the 501S. And the 501S still needed a lot of work, which is why I took it on as a project and decided to show everybody what could have been a good product, which is why I made all those modification videos showing people how to make it a better drone. Okay, this is things Hubsan should have done. And when I was giving them my information and telling them my testing, and then I built the Superflyer firmware package that I released, and they stole my idea and they turned it into their idea and they called it the firmware, the Superflyer firmware package, even though it was my design. That's when I knew that they were a shiesty company. When I was doing better beta testing and coming up with their designs than they were, I knew that that company was going to fail in the end. It was going to tank. And they continue doing it. They keep stealing ideas from other companies and applying it to their products. That is bullshit. That is absolute horseshit that they do that. Pardon my French. But I'm over it. They use obsolete old technology and they try to convince everybody it's still good. Dude, who's using barometers by today's standards and GPS platform birds? Nobody. Nobody's using barometers, okay? We have optical flow and sonar sensors for that reason. Barometers is old technology when it comes to GPS platform. They are still using that crap on their drones today. I don't have time for that. All right, guys. I got to get to work. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being awesome. I will catch you guys on the flip. If you forgot to smash the like button, please don't forget on the way out. And I got to go to work. I got to do things and then figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow because I'm off. So you kind of caught me, Max. You kind of caught me. If you just popped in, then I'm kind of on my way out. Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, brother. I got to start getting ready for work here. So I will catch you guys on the flip. Remember, if you can afford something better than Hubsan, get something better than Hubsan. Don't do it to yourself. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Save yourself the headache and the hassle of dealing with that company and their old, obsolete, bad idea technology. All right, guys. Toodaloo.